Welcome. This is Crimey Queen, and if you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love. This is where we ignite that which comes from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile, makes us laugh. Hence we say the Crimson Light is life. So the Crimson Light is our journey to actualizing soulful love, where we are having fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. Okay, now I was saying about numbers, whether it's the 22, like smile and laugh, they are high frequency as far as I'm concerned. Now, I don't know how scientists would really put that on the scale of frequency, the number 22, but I know if Jesus Christ was about master numbers, it has to be good. And that's what I am hanging on to, particularly in the sense that we are talking about sacrifice. Now, I have made a wonderful discovery on sacrifice. Sacrifice seems to be endless, really. But anyway, we'll hold on to that point. What I would really like to concentrate here on this presentation, I'm not sure if I have really covered that television that I have on here. I might have, but I'm going to really check back on my presentations and see if I have really touched on that, because really they come into master numbers. Now, whether I have touched on it or not, I think it would make sense to really recognize it again, because as I say, if Jesus Christ was about master numbers, it has to be good. So let's see how we can use those things to elevate us into the direction that we want to be. The right side, because it is said the right side is the right side. Okay, but there has to be something good apart from the inland revenue. I think there's the symbol of heaven and earth. When you get to that point, the high chamber where Christ was, although we know that there is a high chamber here, of course these two are looking quite similar in some way. So, yes, the high chamber, headquarters. If you go to headquarters, you are regarded or considered of some status. Status? Yeah, I think it sounds like a biblical word. Or, thank you for your status. I enjoy your status. I think it's Psalm 119. It's a lot about status. Okay, so when we get in, I love the Psalms. When we get into that dimension, of course we see there's like a ladder there. And I got to understand another thing, that the A, I'm really convinced, is a ladder that puts you on the top here. Now, it seems easier to be on that A, isn't it, than that H. You would have to really be of some skill. What are you kind of like bracing that H on? That's the point. That's the point. Okay, but we are encouraged to go to the right side. Now, what is right? There's a thing about the right side, or hand, or arms, east and west. Then there is a thing about the right thing, which may happen to be on the left. Actually, you've done the right thing, or the left wing becomes the right. I think that requires another presentation. Let's concentrate on the main thing I wanted to say here. I was looking at Eve here. And of course, when Eve ate the apple, it had the number 8, which in numerical value, the word 8 equals 8. So it would mean that Eve would have to find herself in this dimension here. I'm beginning to see, I think I'm beginning to see what. And of course, since Eve comes to E here, I was also trying to understand, I see. Like my grandma used to say, I see, says the blind man. This is because when you are in the new, this is really a wonderful, I am loving this sacrifice thing now. Not only that you are able to open your third eye hair, it gives you, you have that opportunity to open your eye hair. Oh, I was gonna put a blue eye. Let's stick to the red eye. It feels alive, blood, you know, because we've been about blood. Yeah. So, when you get to 5, and it's no wonder 5 alive with those juices and stuff, they know their thing. It's just that, I hadn't known before. Well, hadn't remembered. Okay. So Eve gets to the new because she's reflected in that E hair. And of course, she being in that developmental stage, where hair under the 4, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, wherever there is 4 is a compass. Yes, it's a compass. North, south, east, west. That's what 4 is about. And 4 is really there to help you realize who you are. It's like, am I in the north, the south, the east, or the west? So Eve was very smart. She was smart. And so getting into that point here, she also must have had her mini eye open here, and saw, hey, there's a 5 across here pointing to the right. Like Eve, I want to know because I want to grow, and that's what Eve was about. So Eve, of course, took on the opportunity, went along with 5 alive, feeling alive, and of course realizing, they said, of course, there was a snake. Well, the fox is quite present here. Whether it was a snake somewhere or a serpent or something, but what we see evident now is that fox. It's that fox. Yeah. So this is what caught my eye. I love that peripheral vision. It's like there is something happening somewhere. I've just seen something else talking about peripheral vision. So when you are in the new, there is also a reflection, not only that you've opened your third eye hair, H-E-R-E. If you recall, I think it's my last presentation. Oh, this is so delicious. We say when you are in a station or you've come out from some people call it the subway. Okay, the subway. You come out and you're like, am I left? Am I right? And you see a map that says you are here. This is delicious. I just love this. I love this. Yeah, let's do this. So, you are H-E-R-E. You are here. You are here. And we are looking for something, that W, that reflection. It's something that you can, the W is really saying something you can identify yourself with. That's why I want to also continue the presentations on mirror and you and water and transparency, so we can get to know who we are more and more. So when we are looking for this, because we go on a ladder, we can't find it. We see a H-E-R-E. Yes, you are here, but where? This is what I usually ask. But where? And what is missing is that W. That W. Now, what I love about all of this, and I'll continue to say it, is that when I started this template, I had no inclination. I must find another word to replace inclination, but that's what keeps coming. And why not anyway? Repetition is key. So I had no inclination to change this position and this position, including the 11 other letters onto that side. Why? Because divine intervention would have it that to show me a signpost of where I am at. Mm, 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 mm. And so, here's the W going next to that. I think we ought to put that in contrast because this is just so delicious. So, we would have where. W-H-E-R-E. And just for the fun of it, let's get this numerical value on that. So this is 10, 19, 27 and 5, 27 and 5, 32. Now, let's do this again. So that's 5, 10, 15, 15, and 9 and 8, 17. So, yes, 32. Now, you know what happens with that? Oh my God. You know, the people who wrote that book called the Bible, the people who really wrote that book were very, very, very smart. Very clever people. Very clever people. We have to give it to them. It's not their fault if we don't get it. It's not their fault at all. As long as schools and institutions are there for us to learn to read and write, now we have internet and all those things, you know, it's our duty. Duty came from the word Deuteronomy. Yeah. So it's our duty, and Deuteronomy is for the fourth. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. 4. It is our duty, the north, south, east, and west, to find that W reflection. This is the Christ Spirit. Oh, isn't that delicious? I'm on this journey is really just so wonderful. Now, of course, because I'm trying to keep this nice, sweet, and short and delicious, and that we could take enough time, not rushing, but to savor the moments of this deliciousness of what goes into our system, into our brains, into our psyche, and that we are not feeling overwhelmed. So let's just end this one here. Just end this one here. Well, should we find another word for end? Or the tail? Because the tail usually has to go back. So let's tail this one. Yes, I think that's nice. Let's tail this one over, because the tail, when there's a tail, you have to go back to the head. Well, if you like this presentation, click the like button and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualizing self-full love. In the meantime, stay blessed, stay bright, stay ignited. Namaste. Wow, and spill over with love.